Tap 287-0971. Call the office at 572-0383 or 572-0215. Rev-Up St. Lucia, the alpha of radio.
The Love Zone is brought to you the compliments of Susie's Variety.
This Christmas season, make your holidays merry and delicious with Susie's Variety. From rich, creamy eggnogs to festive fruitcakes, holiday hams and turkeys, fine wines, and so much more. Susie's Variety has everything you need to fill your home with Christmas cheer. Visit Susie's Variety in Bois de Wash, open from Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Or stop by our Viewfort location, open Monday to Thursdays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Fridays and Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. All locations are closed on Sundays, so shop early. Susie's Variety. Small store, big love. Come feel the Christmas magic. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to all our customers from Susie's Variety.
Hello there, good morning, good afternoon, good night to our listeners in St. Lucia and our viewers as well in St. Lucia and across the globe, especially those of you on Facebook, on YouTube and also on X. Welcome to another Love Zone for today, Tuesday, the 9th of December. My name is Andre Paul and the co-host of the show is Nikki Edwin. Good morning to you, Nikki.
I didn't know my surname changed there.
Wait a second. Nikki Edmund.
With an S, sir. Edmonds. Anyway.
You see, when you wear too many hats,
boy,
that's what happens. Oh my gosh. My apologies, Nikki
no
Edmonds.
problem at all.
Nikki Edmonds. I said Nikki Edmonds.
Yes. I don't know where that came from, but that's cool.
All right. Okay. How are you doing, Nikki?
I'm well, thank you. Hope that you're well also.
Yes, I'm well. How are your dogs and cats doing?
And well, they're okay, but unfortunately, excuse me, last week Tuesday, when I left here and I went back home, the dog ended up killing one of the kittens.
That's another one?
Yeah.
Oh
the
my
dog,
gosh.
I mean, I don't know.
Wow. Oh boy.
Let me tell you. I'm just trying to cope with that dog because she wasn't like that, She wasn't like that. I think she's frustrated because she's tied and the other dogs are not tied. I don't know. I'm trying to make sense of it. I mean, in all my upset, I felt sorry for her. It was horrible. That's all I can say.
And I suppose no plans to put her down.
I can't do that because she's not sick. She's not suffering or anything. So how can I do that?
Nikki, I don't wish to make a joke of that, but these are 2 homicides.
Yeah, no,
or should I say?
No, it's 3 homicides.
Caticides.
She's killed. She has killed 3 cats so far. Yeah.
Wow, something is wrong.
Yeah, she wasn't like that. She used to have a kitten in her mouth. There was a cat that was sick and it would go and the dog would have the cat in its mouth. And then there was another cat that was really close with her. They would eat together. They would clean each other. So I don't know, Andrea. I wish somebody would give me some clarification there, but I don't know.
Okay, well, I'm sure we have dog lovers listening, and I know my friend from Leclerc, Luther may know exactly what's going on. So Luther, maybe a little later in the show, my friend, you can give Nikki a call and help her understand sorry and assimilate what's happening. But I'm sorry to hear about the loss of another cat, Nikki. I know you love your animals.
I love cats more than any animal, so that's devastating. I feel so bad, but I still have quite an amount of cats, so I'm focusing on that. Also, I still have 3 pups. I asked somebody to find out whether or not anybody's interested in puppies, because people said they wanted them and I'm holding on to them, but I'm not seeing any action, and I cannot keep them indefinitely. They're already 2 months and counting. I'm hoping that they will get good homes. So
okay.
And I have a.
Would you like to give your number or something? You can go ahead and do that.
Sure, it's 732-6054. 732-6054. So if anybody is interested, please call me. Let's talk dog, okay?
All right.
Yes.
And okay, I think you also have a shout out?
A shout out, yes. I want to wish Charms a very
Which
happy
Charms?
birthday. She's a regular caller to our show.
So,
Yes.
I was just thinking and saying, should I give her a shout out right now? Because, she recently got married. I don't know her marriage name. So I didn't want to say the wrong thing.
Okay.
Like, look, I just messed up with your name a while ago. So Charmaine, happy birthday to you, Charmaine.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll repeat it at 10 o'clock this morning.
Yes, and I wish you all
Do you know
the
her
best.
last name?
No, I don't actually.
Oh, okay.
I wish you, but she knows who we're talking about, I'm betting. And I wish you, a wonderful day. Cut your cake, celebrate, enjoy to the fullest, enjoy your day on purpose. I wish you, health, strength, eternal blessings, and may the eternal one continue to guide you in all your ways. Enjoy your birthday, my dear. Yes.
Okay, so can we get into today's topic? Oh, let's apologize.
Yes,
Let's apologize.
I was going to, yes.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, for the absence of Shamak. As you know, it's Christmas time, and this man is in huge demand.
Oh, yes. He's
So
inundated.
He's inundated with work and so on, which is a good thing.
Indeed.
Which is a good thing.
Because he's brilliant at what he does, eh?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm fascinated by this guy, honestly. He's such a pity,
Well, he told you already, you never know.
But yeah, I love this guy.
he
I'm not
told you-
ashamed to say it,
He told you never know.
Wow,
you never
let's
know.
see.
Life is strange. Life is strange. Because remember, he said something one time. He said, whoever thought he'd give up drag.
I know.
Remember he said that?
Yeah, so that means anything is possible.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll be very honest before we start the topic. I would honestly rather things as is than ever going the other way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It always messes up. So the relationship we have, I think, is awesome, and I wouldn't do anything to jeopardize that. So
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I agree. Because, once you take it to the other level.
Yeah, it just turns things topsy-turvy, and I'm not willing to jeopardize that.
I wonder if that is true, Nikki. If that is true, then basically all relationships are doomed.
They're not
If
doomed,
that is
Andre.
true.
They change.
Or people just tolerate each other.
Exactly, they change, Andre. Huge changes take place, and a lot of us don't want to, see these changes for what they really are. A lot of people are together, but they're miserable. They stay. That doesn't mean that they're happy together or the relationship is quote unquote, going good or whatever. I mean, of course, there are some healthy relationships, but then in all that healthy relationship thing,
Yes.
there are things that are off balance and out of sync, and I mean, you
Yes,
just focus on
things that the couple wish
were different.
could be different.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But
So-
as you said, they just something.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
It is.
And people just because
Yes.
it's true, because if that's not our topic for today, but if once you see sex comes in between the relationship, as you said, it changes everything. And I think most of us who are listening will have to agree with that. All right. So then that means a lot of relationships have a lot of problems.
They
some
do.
some people now are reasonable and they say, something, this ain't working.
Exactly.
So let's go
and
our
they let
separate
it go.
ways. And
Or
others now,
they stay. They stay and they say, you know what? No matter who I'm with, okay, challenges will come up because everybody has, you're dealing with human beings. And if you don't want these things, then you stay single. And so people just decide, well, I'll tough it out. And that's what it is, That's what it is. Yeah. So we just thought we'd throw that into the mix.
Definitely. But today we're talking about something that is really, really interesting. And again, we have to thank Nikki for coming up with these ideas. Why do some couples avoid putting a will in place, right? Knowing how unpredictable life can be, right? Why do some couples avoid putting a will in place, knowing how unpredictable life can be? And I don't have to go very, very far. My own brother Tony is a living proof of that, where somebody just went away without any warning or anything. There were no signs of anything. So that's just how life is. Now we think that we have a lot of time, okay? That we have time on our side, especially when you see we're younger. We don't think about death at all. That doesn't compute. In my 20s, right? My 30s, that doesn't come into my head at all. I never thought about it. But now that I'm in my late 60s, somewhere around there, right? It's actually part of my psyche. I think about it regularly because I realize now that my time is limited. I mean, by God's grace, maybe I can get another 40 years. But by God's grace. But I mean, that's highly, I'm not saying, it can happen, but that's the reality. So I find now, I think about death a lot more now, in the sense that my mortality I'm a lot more aware. It's like acutely in somewhere in my mind
your face,
there. Exactly. So when we are young, we don't think about these things. And I think maybe that could be the starting point of our discussion.
Yes.
When we are young, we don't think about death. And death can come to almost anyone at any time.
It does,
The problem with the young folks is that generally, we don't have much in terms of material possessions and so on. And those of us who are a lot older, over a period of time, over a period of years, we accumulate wealth, we accumulate belongings, assets, savings, investments, and this sort of thing, right? Those of us who are prudent, of course, over a period of time, we accumulate those things. And then now, either maybe we've had, as you said a while ago, a relationship where people just tolerate each other kind of thing. And you have to now think, when you get to be my age, of tomorrow. The possibility I may not be here. And in those relationships, sometimes where you tolerate each other, or, for the most part, you're happy. You have children. Sometimes you have children with your significant other. You may be living with this person, not necessarily married. But if you're married, right, in a lot of instances, you have people who have outside relationships. And in the outside relationships, there's a possibility, it does happen, that children will come out of that other relationship. So you got a lot on your mind. And then now you have to think now, who do I pass on what I have? And without creating any any problems, that kind of thing. But before I continue, let me just give a couple of stories. I hope you have some stories yourself. Let me give you a couple of stories. My grandfather, he always thought that my grandmother, it was his wife, would automatically inherit everything that he has. Okay? Now, when you talk about community property, that's how it's supposed to work. And that's how it normally works. If you have a wife and whatever you built, the two of you together, that is what they call community property. But in his case now, he had a situation where he had property which he inherited on his father's side. Okay? So that's property on his father's side. And also he had property on his mother's side. All right? But he had sisters. Okay? He had sisters. So he was thinking that as long as his wife is alive, she will automatically inherit everything that he has. Okay? And actually that was wrong. Right? Because you know why? You know what complicated it? The fact that it is his father's property.
Right, exactly.
So you have his siblings.
Yes.
So that created a massive problem. And for us to have settled that now, we had to get together with the family. They were not very pleased. I can tell you, they were not pleased about that at all. I mean, as far as these people are concerned, my grandmother could have gone to hell as far as they're concerned. They were not willing to cooperate. So anyway, we had to get together reluctantly and put what they call a pool. Okay, so you have a pool, my grandmother's property that she already had inherited, from the community property, and they had to put the property in there. And my grandmother ended up getting a lot less than what she should have actually received. Right?
See what ignorance can cause, huh?
Exactly. Okay? And not that too. Not having a will. And that's why we're talking about this
definitely.
today. Okay, but now, before you have another little story, my brother Tony's another one again. Right? Again, Tony, the last thing that Tony expected to hear was that he was going to get some issue just suddenly developed all of a sudden, and that he's taken to the hospital, and next thing you know, Tony is no more. Right? So guess what? And folks, this is important. We have to learn from each other's mistakes. So now Tony's property now, whatever he has left now, I have to be the one to go and get what they call letters of administration, right? So I get a lawyer and this and that involved, and this, trust me, the whole process takes a lot of time. I was told at least 6 months, somewhere around there, right? So that I can go now and settle things where Tony's property is concerned. So the letters of administration are very expensive.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, they're very expensive. I'm saying all of that, right, to make the point that when we're in relationships and so on, it is important that we do a will. As a matter of fact, the lawyer I'm talking to, I already told her, I said to her, as soon as you see we're done with Tony's business, I want to now put a will together.
So you see, you now have taken a page, all right, from what happened. And that's what life is about. You know, you learn. You understand? You learn. So
and I want to warn those of you, especially those of you who are cohabiting.
God.
Do not automatically assume that because the lady's in the house, or because there's a child or children or whatever, that it's automatic. Once you see you die, the law is a funny thing. You have, say you're the man of the house there, you have your siblings.
Exactly.
Right? You have your siblings. Now, the only thing that could probably save you is if you have the children, because the courts are usually concerned about the children. Now, if you have children, but the lady in your life now, right, she doesn't have much say.
Oh, that's something, you know.
And a Hemiwala, much say.
Much say, right.
Okay? This is the reality.
That is why people have to have candid discussions on death.
Like these programs.
Exactly, yes. I think that one of the reasons why I think people don't put a will together is because they're actually afraid to even face the reality that death is, imminent.
It's one of the biggest reasons.
Exactly.
The fact, I remember the first time the law was passed in St. Lucia where you have to wear a seatbelt. I think a lot of us were reluctant to put on that seatbelt. I know for sure, for me, I didn't want to use it because it reminded me that I'm vulnerable, I'm mortal.
It does something to you.
Yeah, the fact that I have to put on that seatbelt, it says to me, hey, you could die. Now, eventually, of course, you get used to it, right? But it's breaking away from the mentality that we are here forever.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, we have to understand that to be afraid to die is to be afraid to live, okay? Because you cannot have one without the other. It's just inevitable. And so we have to look at it for what it is. A will, I think, is important because, you gave so many reasons as to why, and a lot of us don't even understand why it is a will is important. And I think putting a will in place can prevent so much unnecessary drama when somebody passes. I
just give you them.
Exactly.
Now, some people who are married right now, and it's not community property. Folks, listen to me well. It's not community property. So you're married. Say you married recently to somebody who built their empire without you.
Prior to
you.
What say do you have? What say do you have?
Boy, it's not community property.
So then, if your partner doesn't, fit you into his or her will,
that's
then
right.
Where do you stand?
That is why it's important, even in that situation.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And that's another thing again. I find a lot of our St. Lucian women, ladies, are afraid to bring up the topic.
You know why?
They want to bring it up.
Because the man, we're thinking that the man is going to probably say that, we after what he has.
That's right.
And vice versa. Because, some women have built, they've built themselves up prior to being in a relationship with a man. All right? But then just imagine the man coming to the woman and saying, well, honey, do you have a will? Or have you ever considered drawing up a will?
Boy, a lot of women are afraid to bring this up. But you should.
No,
especially if you're married to the person.
And you see again, when somebody dies, that is when you know how people actually view them when it comes to money and stuff,
Explain.
Because, for example, let's say I had made it really huge in the music industry and I amassed a lot of money along the way. All right. And then I don't have a will. But people like my family members or my partner, especially, they know that I have, like stuff. They know I have assets. They know I have, a fat bank account and whatever, blah, blah, blah. When I pass, okay, people come in from all holes, wanting to know, like who will get this and who will get that, and then they lay claim. And some people can even say, but you know what? Nikki always used to tell me when she passes, she wants me to have this or she wants me to have that. It's not on paper, eh? So, it's a very complicated situation, but it's something that needs to be spoken about so that people can get, the importance of why a will is necessary.
So I just spoke about people in a marriage setting. If you're living with a guy or a guy living with a lady, you've got to bring up the question.
You have to.
What plans do you have?
Exactly.
Just in case you were to go. Because as we can see, I just gave you the example of Tony. Tony is the perfect example.
Yes.
I mean, there are many, many, many others.
Of course.
But I think a lot of us can relate to Tony. All right? That he just passed suddenly. And that's the last thing that we expected.
Anybody expected, exactly.
Okay.
So I think before that happens, we need to at least, put these things in place, because I think that it creates a lot less stress on, those involved. And when it's documented, especially in writing, people cannot just come and lay claim and try to cause trouble. And I mean, you look at certain videos, on YouTube where, there are these people who tried so hard, to get things from either their parents or a spouse, and they even tried to kill them and whatever, but then a will was drawn up and they had no idea, and so when they realized that, they were not a part of that will, I mean, they're devastated, they're horribly disappointed, but it just goes to show how important a will is,
Okay, let me just give the numbers. The fixed line is 572-9710. 572-9710, or you can WhatsApp 287-0971. WhatsApp is 287-0971. We have somebody on the fixed line. Thanks for calling. Good morning.
Morning, Andre.
Hello there.
How are you?
Good, and how are you?
And morning to your guest.
Good morning to you. Hi.
I'm not hearing you at all, Andre. I just say let me call to tell you I'm not getting you on your frequency.
Yes.
Babonu.
You're in Babonu, yes. We have some issues with our transmitter. We're trying to get it sorted out as soon as possible. But you can listen online. You know how to listen online?
I don't really know how to get it. I can make my daughter do it for me, but they're not even there to
You have a phone. You have a smartphone, right?
Yes, I have a
Okay.
smartphone.
You know where Google is on your phone?
Yes.
Just type Rev-Up Slu.com and you'll get us. Just type Rev-Up Slu.com, you'll get us.
Yes. I said since after election, it seems the
Oh, no.
No, not at all.
No.
Not at all.
I'm not getting you from since after the elections, man.
Yes, I know. But okay, so don't forget, just go to Google and type RevUpSlu.com. You'll get us there.
All right. Okay, my dear.
All right,
Take
thank you
care.
for calling.
Bye-bye.
Yes, yesterday Arthur was calling, and Arthur said, the fact that we're off in the north, it makes him sick. Yeah,
Oh.
these are huge fans.
I know.
Yeah, and some people, like you see, like the lady who called there, they're used to the FM.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what
the
they're
thing.
used to. They're
Yes,
not into the
yes.
online
I
thing.
know,
and,
right?
Yeah.
Boy. Anyway,
A
let's
lot of
hope
our
that
listeners
this
are like
thing
that.
comes on quickly.
Okay, so I'm giving the numbers again. 572-9710, that's the fixed line. 572-9710, or you can WhatsApp 287-0971. WhatsApp is 287-0971. We're talking about why do some couples avoid putting a will in place, right? Knowing how unpredictable life can be. One of our favorite callers is on the line. Thanks for calling. Good morning.
Good morning, Nikki. Good morning.
Good morning
Good
to you,
morning.
dear.
Thanks for calling.
Thanks for calling, as always.
You know what I like about you, Gina? Your knowledge is wide, right?
Really?
Some of us, tend to be very narrow-minded. We just think in a certain way, but Gina can speak on almost any topic. I love that about you. Yeah.
Well, that topic was, the wheel thing. I had to make a will, and everyone was like, "Why are you making a will? It's so scary," because I was doing surgery, right? Plan surgery, and it just made me think. Like, I have my assets, I have my home, I have 2 kids. Like, what's gonna happen? So I did it just before my surgery.
Good for you.
I think that was a smart move.
Yes, and it's not like I was thinking, oh, I'm gonna die. But you know what? That's reality.
Exactly.
Sometimes we go in for simple, because I've known so many people that went to a 1-day surgery and never came back.
Correct.
Okay.
So I was like, no, I need to take care of that. And then I had a second surgery, and then sometimes you have surgery, Andre. Like after you have surgery, you know who there for you.
Exactly.
Tell me.
And then you go to your will, and I'm like, okay, gone.
See? It's important. It's very important.
And I actually redid the will for my second surgery, because I'm like, oh, okay. So really and truly, you don't have a lot of supporters or the people you think that they're for you and care for you and love you. And when you need them the most, and the most vulnerable time for your life, or you want the support, they're not around. And then you leave stuff for them in will.
That's the thing,
God alone know. I had my surgery in October. My second surgery was in January. I'm telling you, by the end of December, I had a new will.
Whoa.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
That was a smart
so
thing.
It's always good to not only that, but update your will, right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you have assets and you have it in your first will, and then you don't have it anymore. You just need to update your will. And also, even in your will, also have someone that take care of not just having the will, but take care and follow your will too.
Oh, yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
And
it's called
trustworthy,
an executor. Yeah.
Yes. So you can just have a will and have it there,
But let me ask you, did you just do your own thing, or you went to a lawyer?
So I actually did my own. There is an thing that I paid for online, and it put it in a format just like a lawyer, and then you go to the court, and then you sign, in the presence of a counsel, like just somebody saying that you
a JP
stream of mine. And that's it. You do not need to pay thousands of dollars for it.
Wow.
You do not need to. Or in that case, the JPs, you go and the JP signs the will. Whenever you have two witnesses, you have to have two people sign that will that's not part of your family.
Oh.
Right? Two people that's not in the household. That's what I did. I went and I had a pastor and, somebody that no close friend. And then you go to the court or you go to a JP, and then they just stamp it and saying that, and you get two copies, you give it to two people. So on both sides, right? So if you're in a relationship, like for me, if you're in a relationship, you have a will saying that if you die, your partner. So Andre, if the two of us together, my will say the house goes to you, right? My 50% goes to you. No children will not come and get it because we married, we together. But what if and that was another thing that made me change my will. I was in an accident. What if both of us in an accident
Die.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Right? And then we die. Now what happens? The person you thought that would take care of your will is now dead. And no one knows where that will is. So that opened my eye and made me like, oh. So I'm like calling my sister. I'm like, oh my gosh, it was an eye opener. So it's almost like you need to have the will for, it's the same will, but you need to give it to people. Like, so if Andre, you and I together, I die, I take care of the will, my 50 is yours, vice versa. If you die, if that's how it is in the will. But if both of us in an accident and we both die, or in a plane crash, whatever, we both die, we also need to know that somebody, not only one, at least two person that you trust, have your will, Andre, and somebody has mine.
That's an interesting
That's
angle.
interesting.
Very important.
So
Very important.
that makes it easy, and that's what I did. So, and if you want a will, Andre, I'll do it for you. You don't have to pay the lawyers.
Oh, you see, isn't it a good thing that we came up with that?
Well, while you're talking about not paying a lawyer, any ideas as to how to get away from the letters of administration?
All of those things, I swear, all of those things you can do it on your own.
What?
You can. Andre, everything you can do it on your own. Every single thing here in Canada, everything, even though there is a lawyer, everything you can do it on your own. You just have to know the wording and whatever, and then you just need to sign. You need to go to the court and sign. Everything a lawyer can do for you, you can do it on your own.
Especially with AI.
The thing is, the lawyers have more more weight in terms of or influence in pushing these things through. If like an ordinary person, I suspect, because imagine the lawyer said about 6 months. Now, if I were to do that on my own, I'm sure it would take a lot longer than that.
Yeah, but if you had the right document, the right format, just like the lawyer, because it's there, you just have to pay for it. You think those lawyers make up those formats? They have those formats, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have that format. When you fill in that form, they're asking you certain questions, you put it in, and at the end of the format, it gives you this thing. You swear it came from a lawyer's office. So if you have the right format and you give it to somebody, they will think it's a lawyer.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
It's about the information.
I'll ask the lawyer about that. Let me ask them.
You think they're going to give you an answer? They want to make their money.
No,
so
exactly.
Just
they
ask.
want to make their money.
Just ask.
I
So
have
you
to
think
send
they
you
lie to
a
me?
format.
That's what
Nikki?
a lawyer, they lie, you know. That's what they
Don't
train.
say that. Don't
And
say
then
that.
when you get the time, send me the name, whatever. I'll send you a format one for you to see the difference between your lawyer and myself.
Okay then. All right.
Yeah. Okay, guys.
Take
Thank you
care.
so much for calling. Have a blessed day.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, Gina said a few things there. Well, going back to, when you're ill and this sort of thing, I remember when the doctors said to me they suspect I have a tumor or something. Yeah, that's what they were not sure exactly what was going on. That was scary to me, to be honest with you. And I for a time he said that to me, and Gina made a point there about you going in the surgery and you don't come back.
Yes.
So that's what was on my mind. I said to myself, boy, I could go inside there and not come out. So I immediately imagine, guess who I called?
Your brother?
Yeah, I called Tony. I called him right away. I said, hey, Tony, I was just told such and such a thing, and I'm asking you, right? Because I didn't have the will at the time. That's what I'm saying to you right now. I really, really want to. I should have done it, to be honest with you,
Yes.
right? Upon realizing what had happened at that time. But I again, you see the thing, you just keep, and we'll get to that in a second, the
Yes.
procrastinating the way that we are. And I remember calling Tony and I told Tony, here's what I want you to do, to make sure this and that, everybody, this person is okay, and that's and that. That's what I did at that time there.
But you see, my thing is if we're totally unable for whatever reason to put a will in place, fine. But when you're able, I think procrastination needs to be thrown out the window. You don't procrastinate because this thing is real, okay? I mean, it's up in our face. You see somebody today, and by maybe 30 minutes, you see somebody now and 30 minutes later, they're gone. Okay,
1 minute.
that too. I could be sitting here and all of a sudden I just go mute.
Yeah.
And before you know it, I'm gone. Okay? Some of us, we go that easily. So we need to understand that this thing called death is so unpredictable, and it's imminent, and yet we don't know when it's going to hit.
We procrastinate because we always feel that we have
The
time.
and we need to break out from that. Just do things while you can. Don't put off what you can do today for tomorrow.
We
That's
always
the
think
big thing.
that we have time. That's how we're thinking. Okay? Now, Gina brought up a couple of issues there when she was making a contribution. A problem that we have, right? And it goes back to what we said earlier about problems in the relationship, or we tolerating each other. Some of us do not want to prepare a will because we feel, or maybe we know, that this person doesn't really care about us.
Exactly, all of that. But you can prepare a will and maybe, you just don't give them a whole chunk of stuff, or you don't give them anything at all. What's the big deal, because and this thing is transactional, it's like we love conditionally, so in other words, if you're really good to me, man, I'll give you a chunk of my
But it's an important point, Nikki, that I'm glad you made that point at the beginning of the show, right? You're just there tolerating each other.
Yeah.
Certain things happen in the relationship that would be clear to you. This person doesn't really care about me, but for whatever reason, you stay there. We don't know, the reasons are myriad. as to why people would stay there. But you know this person doesn't really care about you because there are times maybe you already. Okay, as Gina called there. I don't know if Gina remember that. One time I was in the Babono area, right? Sorry about that. With a partner of mine. I'm mentioning any names, right? I was there with a partner of mine. And Gina was there, and Gina is into reflexology. I'm sure she remembers that. If you do, Gina, you can probably call back because maybe you didn't know the guy said that to me. And the guy was complaining about something. I think his feet had, some issue and was in pain and this sort of thing. And Gina said to him, "Let me, rub it for you. Let me give you some reflexology." So Gina did just that to him. And I remember the guy came and said to me, "Andre, my wife doesn't do those things." Yeah. He said to me, "My wife doesn't do those things." And
does he ask her to do it?
Well, I don't know.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. Do we need to ask the person, Nikki?
We need to. You need to communicate. I mean, come on, people. Listen, it's not every need of yours that your partner will anticipate.
No, it's not because I'm anticipating. Nikki, if you're with somebody, right? You're dating somebody, or not just dating. Maybe you even living together with the person. And you say to this person, look, just like the guy said in Gina's presence, he didn't say it to her. He said his feet were hurting him. And Gina is not related to the guy. She doesn't really know him or anything. And she just offered right away, "Can I rub it for you?" You're telling me you with your partner, and here you are making a comment like that. You have a bad back or bad waist or something that, that just is painful. And for your partner not to read between the lines?
Okay. I understand what you're saying. There was somebody I was with, right? And they used to complain a lot about their back and stuff like that. And I used to tell them, "Listen, I would love to be able to rub your back for you, but this thing needs to be addressed. You need some kind of professional massage and stuff like that." Because you see, sometimes you go.
Hold a second. Somebody just typed there, "My wife doesn't care about me." Somebody just typed that there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good luck, whoever you are. Speak to your wife.
Stop. Don't give any advice there. Don't give any advice. So, you were saying.
No, but on a serious note, what I'm saying is, like, sometimes...
So you're saying to the guy he needs to go and check?
Yes, because sometimes I'm an amateur, and I do more damage to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but at least
I used to try.
Right, at least try. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, we have Gina's back. So hey, Gina, did you know of that story?
Yes, I heard that story. But you see, I love feet, right? And that's my job. I do the feet. I do reflexology. And I would massage any feet. I don't care if it smells. Yes, it doesn't matter because soap and water wash everything but the soul. My great grandmother always said that. So, and I just think with your feet, it relaxes your entire body.
Yes, I heard that.
So sometimes I'm in a room, which is weird, and I would just, like an example, my ex, his father. I massage his feet in his 80s, and he never had his foot massage. Ever.
Wow.
I was the first person that ever touched his feet. And he was very uncomfortable, and I just sit down and don't say anything. And I just massage his feet.
And you see that right? He was uncomfortable because he wasn't used to it.
He was very uncomfortable, right? Even your grandmother, when, I had this connection with your grandma, Andre, that I would... And you know what? Even when you said she was blind, I couldn't believe it because I used to massage the lady's hand, put polish for her, massage her foot. And she would put her hand up and say, "I love it." The whole time the lady couldn't see her nails.
Yes, that's true. She kept that away from us as well.
Oh, my God. So it's, and again, in relationship, now it comes to my relationship. Some people say, "Oh, that's their job and they don't want it." But you see me, I treat a man like a king. I will massage, I will wax, to me, if you're sitting on the chair, your feet need to be on me. I have something about the feet and massaging. I love it.
Wow.
Right? So I do it all the time. Nikki, if I come and I'm talking to you and you say, "I don't care who it is, I'll tell you, put your leg here." And I will massage your foot for you.
I'm very conscious of my feet, let me tell you.
Not until I touch it.
Wow. That's very interesting.
And
wow.
next time you'll get a foot massage. I give everybody foot massage.
All right.
Just something
Wow.
I'll hold you to that.
That's good.
Wow.
I'll hold you to that.
Well,
Okay,
Gina.
guys.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for calling
Thank you.
again. Yeah.
So you
Wow.
see, so some people now are reluctant when they have problems in the marriage or the live-in relationship or whatever the case may be, and they're reluctant to do it because they figure, man, that person the way he love me, you know.
No, but you see, Andre, like that is where open communication comes in. Like, to me, like you were speaking about the guy who said, you know, his wife doesn't massage his feet and stuff. I mean, what caused the wife not to do that? Like, would she just not do it, or remember?
Yeah. Some people.
Something must have caused the wife to behave like that.
Some people
If you love somebody, Andre, you will do whatever you can for them. I'm thinking.
Yeah, but they don't think. Some people don't think. We have another call. Thanks for calling. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Andrew. Good morning, my sister.
Good morning to you.
Morning to you.
Such a wonderful topic because life is unpredictable, and the fact that we don't know when God gonna call us home. This is the big problem that we have because someone say, I don't want to leave anything for my child. I don't want to leave anything for my kid, not my husband. Well, if you have a dog, a cat, well, what can I say? You could leave it for your animal, your pet.
Yes, people have done that.
Because we have to leave it for someone, for somebody, no matter what. We need to put the hatred, put these things aside. Because when you die, you don't know anything. When you're gone, you lay on your back. You don't know anything. Mine is for my husband. I already do it. I'm still young. But it's me and my husband working. It's here I could see. He's been doing everything. It's for my husband. I have kids. But then he's the first, and he have to choose and decide whether if he wants to give my kids. That's how I see it.
Okay.
Everybody might have a different opinion, but that is me. I could go right here, right now. I'm getting ready for work, but I could fall. Something could happen to me on my way. Who is there for me? Nobody, just my husband. So people have choices, people have opinion, and I respect that. But if I didn't have a husband, I would have lived for my cat if I had a cat.
I can give you one, you know.
Fight for nothing. Oh yeah. Well,
Yes.
I'll take Kina dog.
Oh,
You're taking his dog.
I have to put my wheel on Kina's dog.
wow.
I'm sure Kina would like
Thank
that.
you all very much.
You're
Thank you.
welcome, my dear.
Thank you for calling.
Thanks for
That's a good topic.
calling.
People need to
Yes.
take example from
Indeed.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for
Yeah.
calling.
You know, I know, I think there's the owner of the Hilton Hotel chain in the US. She left, I think, the vast majority of her wealth for a dog,
I
a
would do
poodle.
that.
A poodle, you know.
I would do that.
And imagine the family members now were not pleased about that at all.
That's
and
their problem,
they actually challenged the will. They actually challenged the will, yeah. And you see, and that's another thing again. That's why we have to be very careful with how we do the will, because the people could actually and guess what? They challenged it, and the judge said that the dog would be just fine with $1 million. Yeah. So
they got the rest of the stuff? Wow.
Because it was just so ridiculous. You're leaving all your wealth for a dog.
But that's hers. She could do what she wants with it. Number one, can that be
practical.
written in a way where it is not ever?
But think of that.
Challenged?
Think of that. I mean, you have all this property, all this wealth, and so on. How can a dog use that? A dog cannot use that.
But she knows why she did it now. Maybe I'm talking like that because I'm an animal lover. But
I understand what you're saying, but the thing is, you have to be
logical.
Real. Yeah, to be logical. The human beings there, whether or not they were nice to her, it doesn't really matter.
Whether or
you
not
can't
they
give
were
a dog all your wealth.
You can, which she did.
But
she shouldn't.
But how is the dog going to use the wealth?
Well, that's beside the point. The fact is, she chose to give the dog the wealth.
No, it's ridiculous. There's another lady in the States again. That lady had a number of mansions, and she lived in none of them. Okay, but she was ill, and there was this maid taking care of her, right? And she had a Lincoln Continental. I mean, that lady was wealthy, and that lady left everything for the maid. Everything. And you know why? The maid was coming to check on her every single day.
Conditional.
You know, almost like, you know, what they call the home help and so on that we have here in St. Lucia, coming and check on her every day, sitting there with her, playing with her, maybe massaging her feet, whatever. And the lady just left everything for that. Now, of course, the family tried to challenge her. They couldn't win. They couldn't win. I think we had a situation like that in St. Lucia as well. There's this gentleman, I think, from Soufrière. This man who owned a plantation, I think, in St. Lucia. most of his property was in England, and he left everything for the St. Lucian guy.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a true story.
Really?
Left everything for him, and the wife challenged it.
Oh.
Yeah, she challenged it. I think the courts gave her something. Yeah, but she didn't get all of it.
But you see, that's the thing. I mean, the person, when you really look at it, they have the freedom to choose who they want to give their stuff.
But the point you're making is that, look, here's a guy is married. Something is going on in the relationship that he decided to give a fella from St. Lucia, who was, I think the guy was working for him.
You see?
To give him all his wealth.
Yeah, because he saw that the guy was actually more beneficial to him than the wife. Maybe the wife was driving him insane. Who knows? And I'm not saying, that's why I'm telling you, we tolerate people. But that doesn't mean, longevity doesn't say that a relationship is quote unquote working. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's true.
So,
no, because you're there for 40 years doesn't mean that it's actually working.
At all.
Yeah, back in the day, you have people used to take their own room, as they call it that.
Exactly.
You see, they're together, they're not divorced.
Same house,
yeah,
but different rooms.
The man living his life, the lady living her life.
Yes.
In some cases, they both have outside affairs.
Exactly. To me, you have to go. I don't want you in my feet.
So that's another reason that people do not do a will.
Exactly, but still, to avoid unnecessary drama, I think it's very necessary. It's wise to actually have a will in place, something solid, something. And like Gina was saying, you can update the will. So if things change, in one department of things, then you actually, know exactly what to do. With what you already have, you can omit and you can add and stuff like that. It's important. It's important, and you gave very valid reasons as to why. So I'm hoping that people are taking a page from like the stories and just contemplating and not procrastinating, because at the end of the day, life is unpredictable, and that's just the reality. That we cannot avoid. We just cannot avoid it.
And I think a lot of people, they're thinking, who's there for me?
That is it.
Who is it that I can identify in my circle?
Yes.
Who is there for me?
Yes.
So since they're not sure,
right, then they're just hesitant.
Yeah.
But
and
still
keep procrastinating.
I don't know. To me, I think if they really think deep, they will come up with at least 2 or 3 people who are really there for them. I'm hoping that that's the case, because don't tell me you're alive and there's absolutely no one there for you.
Sometimes people are not nice.
Not even one person.
Yeah, sometimes people are just.
I know, but not even one person like that.
No, what I'm saying, the person that you're referring to.
Oh.
I said sometimes that person is not a nice person. They're not nice to be around.
Well, that too, all of that. So people just,
avoid
scatter.
You.
They avoid you, and then you thinking that everybody's the problem. But if you sit down, you'll realize that probably you are the problem. That's why you're repelling people. So I don't know, but wow.
And another problem that we have with the will issue is you have the legitimate wife, if you will, and she's aware that the husband, especially the relationship has broken down irretrievably, but they're still together, they still live together. All right. I remember a lawyer told me that there was this couple, old man, old woman. They were still sleeping on the same bed, but the wife her back was, she gave the husband her back, and he gave her his back.
Nice.
And they're just sleeping at the edge.
I've heard you say that already.
Of the bed, both of them.
What's the point?
They tell you things like, I don't believe in divorce. I didn't get married to get divorced.
Yeah, I hear that all the time.
Yeah.
And it's a matter of choice, but I'm saying, okay, fine, you didn't get married to
get divorced.
But look at the relationship, like look at what's happened. It's deteriorated. It's like you all have irreconcilable differences, and you don't want to see that for what it is, but then you just staying in the same space. It's
some don't even talk to each other.
I don't know.
I was just about making a point concerning the outside children.
Oh yes,
this is another tragedy that we have, because the wife who has gone through all this stress, the stress of having a husband and we're not talking to each other, and so on. The man has moved out. The hurt and the pain that he has brought upon her because he was cheating on her.
Yes.
In some instances, the wives remain faithful.
Yes.
In others, they cheat as well.
Yes.
It does happen, but your family, at the end of the day, right?
They're just not getting a
These are
divorce.
my children you're talking
Yes,
about
yes,
there, and
yes.
you ain't giving no outside child any of
Anything,
your
yes.
wealth.
And
I will
for
not
me, that's
allow
horrible.
it. I will not allow it.
I
So-
don't see how people can do that. To me, I would really and truly not.
They don't want the children to get anything.
No. I don't have that kind of heart. I mean, maybe I'm saying that because I'm not in the situation, but
Right.
I wouldn't want
You know
to
what?
know.
You know, sometimes what happens too? Sometimes the other person now, right, begins to harass them.
That's the other thing.
Okay, and they build up a resentment toward this person.
You know?
Some of the guys are so bold, you know what they're doing. They bring the outside person into the family home.
Yes.
I actually saw that, one time.
That is mad.
I actually saw it. Wasn't here. I was overseas. Now, even back then, in my craziness at the time there, I just felt that wasn't right. I saw him bring the chick inside the house there in the presence of the lady, bon Dieu.
Now-
The lady sitting there, the children are sitting there watching TV, and the man have the lady and oh my God! I went to him. I said, how could? Even in my craziness, when I say craziness, I didn't even know about what was right, what was wrong. I wasn't really as sensitive as I am right now, and I just felt that didn't look right. And I said to him, Why did you bring such and such a person there in the house? I said, your wife is right there.
Now, tell me, I'm not promoting violence, but let's just assume that wife snapped. Because this is, let me tell you, you're playing with somebody's mind there,
Well, I guess, you see, my grandmother used to say, the lizard knows the tree that it climbs.
Wow.
So he
That
knew
too.
that
that's
she
the other
was
thing.
that kind of person to
No,
snap.
but Andrea, no. Listen, let me tell you, these things are unpredictable. Sometimes you think you know, but a moment of weakness can occur, and that is when these things happen. I'm telling you, never take a human being for granted. They may tolerate something for 5 years, but afterwards, I'm telling you.
Well, maybe when I was there, that was 4 years. It wasn't 5 years.
All right. Well, I don't know. Somebody can only take so much, eh?
She was calm. She was
Andrea,
calm.
but that's the dangerous people,
No. There's no danger. She was calm about it.
Anyways,
She was calm.
I rest
She was
my
calm.
case. I know what I know.
She was calm. I'm just saying that when the wife now considers
My
all of
yes.
that, okay, and she begins almost like a computer, you're taking in stuff,
Yeah, man.
and that goes into the memory card, and and that begins to pile up. And all of a sudden now, guy's gone, and now you're talking about the children on the outside. You now have the power to either give to them
Or
right,
hold back.
or hold back.
And that's when she will download all
On
her
those children.
resentment on and that is so unfortunate because it's really not the children,
And I'm saying that because a will was not
in place.
place.
Exactly.
okay.
So
You didn't
that's the
state.
importance of
You
it.
didn't say boldface whether wife like it, don't like it. That part of my assets will go to my
Exactly.
children,
Yes.
or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that is how important a will is, and we need to discuss these things. You people out there who are procrastinating.
There's another. I love stories. I love stories. And a partner of mine, I won't tell you who it is
Oh,
because
God.
he's well known in St. Lucia. He gave me a story one time about a lady who was checking a married guy, and the guy moved out of his family home. He built another house.
Wow.
And he was living there with this new person, okay? Because in his mind, this is who loves me, not my wife. My wife don't love me. It's this lady that loves
And
me.
they were not legally divorced?
No.
Wow.
Okay, so she's living with the guy. The guy, at some point, I don't know how long in the relationship, he fell ill. And she took care of him. She nursed this guy, took care. I'm giving you what I know for a fact. She took care of that guy up until he died. It wasn't a week after he died. The wife came.
Oh.
Yeah, the wife came and asking the court to put the lady out. To put
And
her
did
out.
they put her out?
No, the court held back.
Oh.
Yeah, based on the fact that she was there with the guy and so on. Okay?
And there was no will in place.
No.
You see?
So she lost out.
You see?
So, folks, we're saying this. We know it's not a comfortable subject at all. We're saying, put your will in place. Say how you feel.
But
whether wife like it or don't like it, the reality is that, hey, you have a chick on the outside there, or you don't have, or you feel as though your wife doesn't really love you because she doesn't come and rub you. or whatever, right? You know how you feel. Listen, my grandmother said to me, Andre, if it was another person, it could have been a maid who took care of me, I would pass on my property to her.
Wow.
Okay? She said, now, she told me the reason why she passed on her property to me is because I was there. I was there with her. All right? And she said to me, if it was somebody else that maybe was a maid and was taking care of her, she'd have done the same thing.
Yeah, because that is how people feel, it's who's there for them.
And let's talk
That's
about that before we end the show.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
Listen, people, I want you all to realize human beings are built in a way where they favor people who are really there for them. So if I have I have my two daughters. Okay, let's just assume they're not checking for me at all. And I have all my assets, my property, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then there is somebody, say I get sick. There's somebody who's really there for me. A total stranger, but the person is there for me. It's most likely that I'm going to pass on what I have to that person.
I like what you said a while ago there. Human beings are built.
Yeah.
Seems we're built that way.
Yes. So take that into serious consideration. Anthony, barbershop guy.
Where
I hope, no, Anthony, I'm calling him. I'm saying, I hope you have a will in place, Anthony. I hope this, Anthony, I'm your friend. I hope you have a will in place because I don't want, if anything happened to you, for no roro to fall on your plate in. Okay, so I just thought I would throw that in. No, not just so. I'm thinking about him.
And he's always listening.
Yes, exactly. So my boy, Hedate, I hope you have your will in place. Okay?
And by the way, his lady's always listening as well.
Oh, well.
No, but you're on her side. You on her side.
Huh?
Yeah, you're on her side.
Definitely. Definitely. Okay, so make sure your business is in order, my dear. But on a serious note, we were built, in a way where, we just want to know that we're taken care of, in our sickness and stuff. And most likely, the person who is there, for somebody, they will be the main beneficiary of, like a will and stuff like that. Or, unless it's not in place.
I remember, as I've said it openly already, right, that Tony was one of the few people who was really, really there for me when I was down. And as I said, he was there every single day. It was Tony, and it was my last daughter's mom. I mean, on a daily basis, I'm talking about. I got a nice bonus one time. Nice bonus, right? And I gave Tony half of that.
Aww.
Yeah, I gave him half. He was surprised. He was shocked because I went to the house there with an envelope, and I said, I have something there for you. Okay, he freaked out. Boy, I said, yeah. I gave him half. You see? Because as you said, that we are built that way.
I mean, I have a brother of mine, and I always say, if I ever make it big, this guy will make it big too. I'm telling you, this guy has.
You playing the lottery? You playing the lottery?
No.
So okay. So no way that can happen for sure.
No. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. I'm saying,
marry a rich guy.
That's in the pipelines. I think I want to go that route, but yeah. But seriously, Andre, like you see me, I always say, if I mean, this guy has been there for me, when I go through my struggles and
the problem in the relationships, and we're talking about that because this is the love zone.
Yes.
When you see things are going all right, they're going left, right? They're going left.
Yeah.
We tend to harden our hearts toward our loved one.
Yes.
Both sides, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
We tend to, because things are going to the left. There's cheating taking place, there's misunderstandings, this and that and the other, all kinds of things are taking place. And maybe one person decides to strike. When I say strike, meaning to do something to get the other person's attention or to get back at them.
Revenge.
And then this begins to go down the Russell used to say the deep hole of Calcutta. It goes down, a downward spiral.
Yes.
The relationship more and more hatred and animosity and so on. That sort of thing. So then, when now one person says, my back is hurting me, that other person ain't bothering with you.
Not at all. No, like they're just so
that's one.
cold. Yeah.
Number two, when you see you go to the hospital there, that person who's supposed to be there for you every single day, they come in every 3 or 4 days.
Well, yeah.
You understand?
Because of all that's going on in the relationship.
When you down, when you down, you're ill. You're literally ill, and okay, the doctor can't do anything much for you anymore. You home convalescing, and this person just doing things for you reluctantly. You can feel it. You can feel the
that
vibe.
That makes you even sicker.
They come in to bring a thing of tea for you, almost like misao kind of thing. And then you feeling those vibes.
Listen.
So I'm just saying, if you're with the person, Monsieur, you're still there, right? Don't carry on like that. Don't take revenge and so on. It doesn't. It's not helping anything.
I'd rather you not.
So just go about your business.
I was reading a book.
I'm always saying that.
I so agree. I was reading a book and it says, it's not your fault, that certain things happen, but it's your responsibility, that you choose how you respond to what has happened. And for me, I rather you not being there at all, okay, than for you to be there and for me to be mistreating you.
Yes.
Honestly.
Or mistreating each other.
Exactly. And you see, I think that's where we need to ask, the Creator to, creating us new hearts. Because I'm telling you, our hearts can be so just hard, from the pain and the hurt, the resentment.
And the more we carry on with the resentment, right, the harder the heart gets.
It's
you know that?
True. No, and you could feel it,
Yeah.
You feel it.
And sometimes you lose your humanity.
Oh yeah,
you lose
cold.
yourself. You become some other person.
Robotic, So I'm thinking, yes, hurts, but at the end of the day, I think we need to get to a level where we realize that, when you're with a human being, they will do certain things.
Hold your thought. Let's take a final call. I know we're running a little over time, but let's take a final call. Charms is calling. Happy birthday, girl.
Happy birthday to
you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
By the way, I didn't know the last name. I'm Charmaine, so I didn't say it.
It doesn't matter, Andre. It's not really important right now. You're too miserable, Andre. Oh my God.
Enjoy your day, my empress.
Thank you.
Yes, dear.
I just called to share a little thing. It's not really on relationship, love zone kind of thing. But 2 years ago, my mom passed there. And, oh my God, 2 years? 2022? Yeah, I'm not sure. 3. And then she didn't have anything per se, but she just had a little piece of land with a house on it. And she didn't will it to any of her 5 children. So now nobody have the responsibility, nobody is in charge. But I told my older brother 2 weeks ago, I said to him, since everybody have a house already, why can't I just go and build on a little piece of land? Oh, if you have the money, cash, you can go and build it, but leave the bill only up and not down for somebody else. To me, that is why a will is so very important. Because if my mother had already left it for whoever, her first child, her last child, whoever child she chose, there would just be, so the piece of land is just there now. And my brother want to play like he in charge, but he not in charge. He have no documents.
You see?
And then I ask him, well, just let me build there because, I'm living in the US, everybody have a house or whatever. He's still fine. No, you can, but not all of it. You see, honestly, a will is very, very, very important. And imagine I have I have no property, but I have a life insurance. And then I already thinking of taking out changing the beneficiaries because of certain things that are happening. And it is so true. We're scared to do it because we're not sure what will happen, how the person will turn on us and whatever. And I'm thinking of changing the beneficiaries I have because I'm not satisfied with the way I'm being treated by the names I already have there.
On the document.
Well, you better work on that ASAP because you never know.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, and then again, I probably might change it and then things put somebody else's name and things turn wrong side. We've got the person for you. It's just something you have to make up your mind and just leave it at that. And what it is, what you already put in there. Leave it there, you don't know what's going on. But I just shared that story about my mom's little piece of property there, the little piece of land, and then nobody's name is there and nobody not doing anything, and because I think it's very important.
All right,
thank you for the birthday greetings,
You're
guys.
welcome. Enjoy the rest.
Okay, Nikki, we have to wrap it up.
Yes.
This has been another Love Zone. Next week will be the final Love Zone for 2025. All right, so hopefully that Shama can be with us, Nikki. So thank you very much, Nikki, as always.
Welcome. Have a blessed one, everybody.
Okay, and this has been Love Zone, brought to you the compliments of Susie's Variety.
This Christmas season, make your holidays merry and delicious with Susie's Variety. From rich, creamy eggnogs to festive fruitcakes, holiday hams and turkeys, fine wines, and so much more. Susie's Variety has everything you need to fill your home with Christmas cheer. Visit Susie's Variety in Bois de Wash, open from Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Or stop by our Viewfort location, open Monday to Thursdays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Fridays and Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. All locations are closed on Sundays, so shop early. Susie's Variety. Small store, big love. Come feel the Christmas magic. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to all our customers from Susie's Variety.
Rev it up this Christmas.